We've got them tapes.
Tapes?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Digging in the crates for tapes.
What's a tape?
And then, well, okay, tape is like, it's like a disc.
Okay.
But with magnets.
Yeah, it's like a floppy disk, but less floppy.
Okay.
Rotating. Or you just hand them the tape.
Actually,
That's a tape. There's a tape.
You know, if we got all the way in here, it would be very floppy.
That's true. The floppiest of tapes.
I remember driving down the highway, you would see a lot of tapes unspooled. Mm-hmm. I think they would fall off the back of garbage trucks or out of car windows, and just that would be, you just see that on the highway all the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't see that.
You're totally right. You are 100% right. Or
super weird.
I feel like you would see full tapes on the side of the road, like they got eaten by a car stereo, yanked out and thrown out.
I think I found the release. Oh, there it is.
There's that tape.
Oh God.
There's the tape.
Lick the tape. Don't lick the tape.
See it?
Like Scotch tape, but instead of sticking, say, cardboard together to seal up a package, you're sticking data onto it in an analog form.
Yes.
Sometimes digital or digital tape, DAT tapes.
These things, these DVC Pro tapes are hard to get open.
That's these serious tape.
These latches are not what I would call user accessible.
Childproof.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a real twist for you guys today. No tapes this time.
Oh. Been lied to.
Yeah, exactly. Game Tapes forsaking its tapes as a result of, we dug through the library looking for this particular show.
So I found on these tapes, that very tape that Brad was holding, is the tape that we were looking for.
Right.
But it is the capture of the projection behind the stage performers.
Right.
So when they say, and here's our thing, and show it to you, that's the feed we've got. So we've got all their audio and stuff,
Right.
but we don't have any people.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's weird. I wonder maybe that was the drop they gave people that year for E3, and if you wanted to marry that to people, you had to film it yourself.
So you had to shoot.
So
your
maybe
own
there is
video.
another tape in the library somewhere.
I think there may be,
that.
but it is buried.
Yeah.
Things were less evolved back then.
It's true.
Less civilized.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't bring in the production crew that they do now for these sorts of press conferences.
Yeah.
And what we have is Nintendo. E3 2005.
Nintendo?
And
A revolutionary.
a revolutionary E3 press conference from Nintendo.
Yes.
And so we have basically done the next best thing. We found the highest quality digital version of this we could find. I've had an FLV file of this press conference sitting on my desktop for since a month before we started actually doing game tapes. I was like, I'm keeping this here because we're going to do this.
Oh, yes.
This was, I think, the first thing I pulled, but that file was awful quality. So we did the next best thing and found a slightly higher quality version of it on YouTube and stole it.
I mean, we've got the tapes.
We've got the tapes. We've got tapes to prove.
I'm confident that if I
was there.
Yeah.
So was I. I was also in the...
We were there.
We were obeying the letter of the law, if not the spirit, here.
Of the tapes.
We're not actually playing a tape, but we're playing what has at one time been on a tape.
I bet we've got tape ghosts to play
this
for people.
this video file was digitized from a tape, let's say.
Almost.
Possibly. Maybe.
Almost has to be. It almost has to be.
This footage existed on a tape at one point.
Yeah. So why don't we play our fake D-tape, our digital tapes, and we'll get into it.
Whoa.
That doesn't sound like 2005.
Yeah, this sounds like it could have been recorded like yesterday.
Right.
Expanding what we do. The value advantage clearly remains with Nintendo.
Hot mix.
2005. So this was late GameCube era.
Yeah. This is them getting ready to pivot into.
Yeah. GameCube coming up on, 4 years old? I think came out in 01, isn't that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
And I guess the DS would have been out for like a year at this point?
Yeah.
What are we looking at? What is this?
This is the, please take your seats. Our thing is starting.
About taking names,
It's a zoom up of a typewriter little ball with all the letters on it. I don't know.
tire?
A tire, a BMX bike tire? That's pretty extreme sports.
That's pretty rad.
Oh man, YouTube video compression does not like that intro.
Hey.
Hey.
And my name is Iwata. I'm about
Man, now I'm just gonna get really sad.
Yeah.
and I'm about playing games. Last night, I played Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah!
My game.
I've heard of that!
I kicked some you know what. And I took his name. His name was Reggie.
I'm gonna put my headphones on.
Hang on.
As Nintendo president,
Is this the-
I'm also all
is this the
about
Reggie intro
asking
year?
questions.
I think this is the year after.
Okay.
So Reggie, I have
That
a
soundbite
question
was
for
in
you.
the
Yeah.
hot intro.
That hot intro
Yeah, I
contained-
heard that, but I had thought
Daddy.
this was the year, so I was confused.
So that screen on the right is what we have a direct sheet of.
Oh, okay.
Destroy! Destroy Metroid! And they've been working on it and really doing a bang-up job of destroying Metroid ever since.
Mix this mixer.
Connect? Yeah. To what? Nothing.
It's the Star Road. What was that? Was that
Electroplankton.
Electroplankton, yeah, right.
That was a cool thing.
Yeah, that was neat.
Create is maybe a bit of a
Man.
stretch.
I kind of miss Nintendogs for some weird reason.
I never got into it.
Ah, it was cool.
I agree that it was cool. I never really got that into it.
This is post Twilight Princess reveal.
Yes, I believe that would have been the previous year. Okay. I mean, they were just showing a bunch of footage up there.
Third-party games. We got those. I mean, we got the one.
Yeah, the 04 was the Reggie reveal and the Twilight Princess reveal.
That is
That was a big year.
stacked here.
So yeah, this is, well, we'll get to it.
Yeah!
It's crazy how much smaller these rooms look back then.
Can we get a little more audio of that?
Good morning
of the
and welcome.
feed of Reg?
As we at Nintendo continue to explore the future of video games. Today, that journey includes details on a new form of gameplay on Nintendo DS. The first meaningful information about Nintendo Revolution. And the
All that other stuff we talked about.
incarnation
Yeah.
of a legend. Yes, I think you know which legend I'm talking about.
Me.
Now, I know many of you today walked in with numbers already swimming in your heads. 360, 16 by 9, 1080, 8.2 gigahertz. Well,
Everywhere I go, I'm
we'd
thinking
like to
8.2
add
gigahertz.
one more number to the mix, and that number is 2. As in 2 billion
Legit
games.
to quit.
The number of games Nintendo has sold since we entered this business 20 years ago.
Damn.
Some people might call that a great run. I'm here today to tell you we call it a great beginning. Because if you're ready to move beyond pure numbers to a place where your right brain can envision the best in innovation and the best in gameplay improvement, well, you've come to the right place. What we've got for you today are previews
I don't think that
of
bore
game
out. I don't
experiences
think that-
which represent both the highest quality and the most diverse catalog in our history. The key here are 2 little words. The word or, the word and. Nintendo is
diagramming
not
sentences here.
a
What's going on?
company with games devoted
Check out
just
these
to this
phonemes.
group
Yes,
or
man.
that group. We're an and
probably
company.
play a
Games for
DS-based
this
sentence
group
diagramming
and
game.
that group, and for groups that don't even call themselves gamers yet. For 2 decades, our mission has been not to just play the game, but to change the game. The NES
So he changed the game before we played
Game
the game?
Boy changed the game. Donkey Kong Country changed
back
the game.
Ultimate Play the game.
Super Mario 64 changed the game. And Nintendo DS changed the game. And more extraordinary change.
Super Nintendo not on
is
that
on
list.
the
They're just
way.
like, that was just a better one of those.
Donkey Kong Country, though.
Yeah.
Nintendo
Yeah, right? Like,
occupies
that's
a
the-
unique position in
We just,
our
you see, we just
industry.
passed the 25th anniversary
We are
of the
one of the
SNES coming out.
top
We
two
did.
game system manufacturers in the world. And one of the top 2 game publishers in the world. As a result, we look at gaming from 2
There's the three
different
pillars.
perspectives
Yeah, remember?
at the same
Yep.
time. As game
of those pillars
creators,
and then
we
quickly
can't
went away.
complain that they aren't giving us enough technology to work with. As manufacturers, we can't argue that they aren't creating games that optimize our technology.
So vibrant and full of life,
They
young Reggie.
are us.
Yeah.
So let me
He's always
clarify this
really
for a
intense,
minute,
hasn't
how
he?
we
Yeah.
look at it internally. Nintendo remains first and foremost a content company.
He's an imposing
We
figure.
exist
Yeah.
for the
He's a
love of the
big
game.
dude.
We're about the levels, the characters, the interface, about the entertainment. We're about reaching what's known and going to the unknown. This is the place where the right brain goes to play. Today,
Which one is that?
you'll see a new game dimension on Nintendo
creative,
DS.
I believe, the creative
Today,
side.
you'll begin to understand how our revolution is preparing to storm the
Look at that,
gates.
that hot fucking logo.
That is
But most
really
of all,
nasty.
what you'll see today are the first steps in delivering our next billion games.
Some royalty-free CD-ROM clip art right there.
Yeah. I don't give him credit. You know, like
How many games did the Wii sell?
A billion? I don't know.
16
Yeah,
years,
it's like-
Nintendo has owned the portable game space. We created it, and we're not moving out. Let me begin by putting a couple
Coleco
things in
football
perspective.
created it. If you want to.
Most people would say the top-selling game machine of this generation is the PS2, with just over 28 million units sold in America.
I'm here to say,
Guess what?
fuck that
They've
thing.
got company. Game Boy Advance has also sold more than 28 million units in America, even though it launched
It's
8
one
full
class,
months
single class.
after the PS2. Consider this. Both
really?
the Nintendo DS and
PS2 is
Sony
older than the
PSP
GBA?
made their worldwide
Man.
debuts just before the holidays
That's nuts.
last year. To date, global sell-through for Nintendo DS stands at over 5 million, or more than twice the level for the PSP. Now,
Okay.
Back when they still used
I know
terms
what
like
some
sell
of you are
through.
thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
So the DS was like
PSP hasn't
on its
arrived in
way,
Europe
but
yet.
not in full-on like "fuck you, we were right" territory yet.
Yeah.
So we got
yeah.
there when we said,
This is
when we
pre-Nintendogs,
said we would.
pre-Brain
This is
Age.
like, I mean,
what?
Brain Age was, yeah.
That's
I mean, he
Sony's
just said
issue, not
PSP
my
on stage
problem.
as if
Yeah.
that was a thing that mattered. So yeah, this has got to be early days.
Yeah.
And now that DS owners have explored PictoChat, played the Metroid Prime Hunters pack-in,
Oof.
and seen what all of
wasn't
their
that bad.
GBA games look like
All
on the
right.
DS, software sales are skyrocketing. Monthly tie ratios were up to 4-to-1 in March. Better
Hit me with them
twice
charts!
what the PSPs did. Finally, let's put all combined sales for all currently available portables up on
bring
the
these
screen.
back.
I do
Yeah.
miss the charts.
Sales
More
of
charts.
GBA and DS versus
Now this
everybody
is a
else.
video game press conference.
This is what the market looks like right now. All in all, I call this a pretty picture. So enough numbers. Let's move over to your right brains, way over into your right brains, to talk about
Take
an
the pill that we've
application
put
for
under your
Nintendo
seat.
DS that doesn't just create its own genre. In fact, it may not technically be a game at all. Because electroplankton should more accurately be considered a creative
Wait,
tool.
was this not
Something
out?
that not
This was not out at
everybody
the
will
time.
Oh, I thought
understand.
that was like a launch thing.
No.
But many who do are mesmerized. They can't put it down. Because for them, creating is at least as much
I never
fun
played this.
as competing.
It's neat.
It's an
It's
excellent
like a weird
example
little
of new kinds of
quasi-musical
software
thing.
that
It's not a
reach
game
out
I would
and
lead a
attract
press
people
conference with
who
Yeah.
don't even
at all,
consider
ever,
themselves
in a million
gamers
years.
yet.
But it's cool.
To show its potential,
Didn't they end up, like,
we took electroplankton
selling
from
all
David
the little
Hollins,
minigames piecemeal
a man
in that
who's
thing or
raised
something?
the job of DJ.
No,
like
that
art
was-
form.
They broke it up and did
Who's
something
the
weird
musical
with it
director
later.
of the award-winning
forget
De
what
La
it was.
Guardia phenomenon off-Broadway, and who's taken his sound from the Indiana farm fields to London, Barcelona, and Moscow.
Barcelona.
My name is David Hollins. I live in New York City. I'm a DJ here. I think I've got the best job in the world. I get to go to all the great parties, play music for people. Although most of my gigs are probably here in the US, I do a lot of international traveling. I don't know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've been gaming since, I think, the beginning. I'm probably 6 or 7 years old. We got our first little home unit with like Pong and stuff. And now, Nintendo has this Electroplankton game. It's not a goal-oriented game where you have to go do something. It's more of an interactive art and music device where you manipulate these bioluminescent fish underwater. And they had behavior patterns that I could control, and depending on what I told them to do, they would make sound back to me. One of the great things that I've found about working with Electroplankton in the studio is the sounds are fantastic. There's a rich palette of sounds. They've got really nice bass sounds, high clicking sounds, which are great for percussion, and the overall just warmness of some of the pianos and
I
the
bet
other
this guy
synth
flipped
sounds
out
were
at Chord
fantastic for
DS10.
implementing into my studio environment. And I was able
No,
to.
because I bet he would look at that and go like, oh, okay, it's like a toy version of this thing I'm already using.
Sounds
Yeah.
Like
from,
Electroplankton,
you know, add anything else.
there's kind of nothing like it.
This
so.
entire experience has been just fantastic. I was thinking in my head, what am I going to do to make a song for a video game? But this isn't at all. I'm making a song from a video game. I'm having this device give me sounds and just letting that and those sounds take me where I want to go musically. And I mean, I would do this again in a heartbeat. It's been amazing, really, really hot.
What's this guy up to now?
I don't know.
Should look him up.
I'd probably never heard of him before. And let's look him up.
In
I'll
fact,
look him up.
David liked this so much that he decided to show off his final product in person. Please welcome
He decided.
David Hollins.
I'm coming to your press conference. Make room for me.
Hey, Reggie, what's up?
I love that move. So, David, I understand you brought
make
something to
that an
share with us.
animated
What
GIF.
have you got?
I did. When Nintendo asked me to make some music for this, I thought I'd be taking some of my music or tracks and putting on some sounds from the Electroplankton game. But once I got inside, I found the sounds were amazing, they were warm, and I was able to compose the entire tracks using just the sounds from the unit.
Well, that's great. Well, why don't you play it for us?
All right.
We just hit the play button here and
Let's see what we've got.
so you have two DSs there?
Looks like it.
Dual screens.
He put out an album in 1996 called I Am Disruptive. And here he is proving it now. Yeah, he's still out there in some form.
I'm Electroplankton and I'm here to rock.
I don't know if that's something that was from the game. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Right, what was this like in person?
I seem to have repressed the memory somehow.
I remember kind of being a feeling of like, oh, they're really gonna do, okay, yeah, sure, okay. The thing is, I don't know that Electroplankton is actually capable of doing this.
Yeah.
This might be sounds from Electroplankton coming out of his actual gear,
Through a sequencer and stuff.
but then mixed in with stuff that's coming out of the DS.
Right.
This is a lot more like what Electroplankton sounds like.
Yeah. It's a lot of beautiful chaos. Yeah, man, opening the show with this, I don't know. This may be a good thing to throw on around the 45-minute mark, you know, like kind of let it dip a little
Yeah,
bit before your big
here's
finish.
you're like, hey, all right, Robbie drums. You know,
Right.
you're like, he drew E3, and they're kind of making sound along that path.
Someone pumped.
Guy's got his DJ moves down. I like it.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's right. I did that.
Thanks a lot, Reggie. Keep working on those moves.
What's that?
Some audio
Keep
chop.
working on those moves.
Thanks, David. Well, we know more creativity means
Tell
more
me what
fun.
to do.
We also know more people means more fun.
Is this just the
Especially
file?
if
Is there something we can
you're
do about
connecting
this? Is this
I
just
don't know.
playback?
around the world.
I don't know.
It's no secret
If it
that
were our
we didn't
tapes,
invent the
it'd be
concept
pristine.
of online gaming, but we do intend to reinvent it. This is the year that Nintendo players begin connecting with each other in a new way through Wi-Fi internet. We recently
that?
My
announced our
favorite kind of
first
internet.
Western partner in creating a groundbreaking infrastructure called Nintendo Wi-Fi Connection. That partner
try, like,
is
pausing this
GameSpy,
and
Yeah.
the global
reopening it
leader
to
in
see if we
connecting
can-
online
Oh
players
man, what an
at a
ill-fated
distance.
partnership that
Yeah.
was.
All right. See if we can
Re-cue Reggie.
re-cue that and see if the audio is just inherent to what we're doing here, or if we can actually.
All these newfangled machines, Jeff.
I know. Yeah.
Just can't touch this analog.
Exactly the warmth of a tape.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's
Yeah,
just
there's
beautiful.
like tubes in there or something.
Yeah.
All right, Reg, what you got?
It's no secret that we didn't invent the concept of online gaming, but we do intend to reinvent it.
Poorly.
This is the year
For
that
years to
Nintendo
come.
players begin
We intend to
connecting with
fuck
each
this
other
up for
in
a
new way
long time.
through
To this
Wi-Fi
day.
internet. We recently announced our first Western partner in creating a groundbreaking infrastructure called Nintendo Wi-Fi Connection. That partner is GameSpy, the global leader in connecting online players at a distance.
Aren't there
Finding
Mario
rivals
Karts that
with
you can no
Nintendo
longer play on the
Wi-Fi
internet?
connection occurs
Because of that?
on two
Think so.
distinct levels.
And
If you choose, you will find only the friend or friends you want to compete with. This level may be most appropriate for certain kinds of games and certain kinds of players. The second will offer links to similarly skilled unknown opponents. This dual connection
Now, let me
system
tell you about
also
friend
represents
codes.
the first foray by GameSpy,
Speaking of
marrying a
repressed memories.
portable game system with hotspots around the world. Now, just as important as the
Back when no one had
technology
Wi-Fi in their
is the
house.
internet.
on top of
yeah.
that, too.
I was trying to
This
think
will be
back.
as
They had to sell that
simple and
fucking dongle.
intuitive
Yeah.
as
I mean, he said
every other
Wi-Fi
aspect
internet.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
Like people barely knew what Wi-Fi
and the
was.
payoff will be
back then.
considerable.
No one had phones.
Where
Yeah, or at least not
current online
phones
game
as we know them
services
today.
I mean, you probably had
now
a
see
hip
a
I had my
small
side- my
fraction
sidekick
of
at this
owners
point,
sticking
right?
with online play. We expect the participation rate for Nintendo DS to reflect a clear majority of owners.
That's right. That dongle
In
was
fact,
what, USB?
we see no
Yeah, so
reason
USB
why
dongle
that
created a Wi-Fi
participation rate
network.
can't reach as high as
so you
90%.
could use this thing online.
Here's why. Our wireless solution tackles three
Oh, yeah, I guess
And I
of the
used
main
that thing for a while because I didn't have
challenges
fucking
so far
Wi-Fi. Because why would I have
prevented
Wi-Fi?
Meaningful expansion of console online play. Obviously, a broadband line is not required, and we're making access even more
Broadband.
appealing because we're
the
not
future.
assessing an additional charge to make our wireless connection.
Well,
That means free outside the house via hotspots and free inside the house through your existing wireless router or USB connection.
through hotspots.
Second,
Oh, so I guess the
users
360
won't
had only
face
been
monthly
announced for like a
game
week
play
at this
bills.
point, right?
Yeah.
As
Okay.
far as Nintendo is concerned, they won't face any added charges at all to play first-party games wirelessly. And finally, we're working to overcome the overly macho nature of the current online console game world, where a handful of the high testosterone crowd
High
fight
testosterone.
for supremacy, while the mass of casual
Real
game
haughty about
players
it.
stay away. You see, it's about control, ease, and entertainment.
And not
And
letting
we
anyone
envision
communicate.
Yeah.
So you don't
Using
know
it to
who
make
the
it-
macho people are because it's a mess.
Pause and
Mario
talk to
Kart
each other.
action.
Like,
Racing against
not the worst idea in the
multiple
world, but
opponents, all
painting it
located on
as
different
solving a
continents,
problem
while
is
sitting
maybe
on
not
your
how
lunch
it'd go.
break or waiting for your plane to board. We will make Wi-Fi internet play as welcoming as sitting around the living room with a bunch of your friends.
No, you won't.
And this is a comfortable proposition for developers as well. Around the world, 25 independent publishers are already
Band
at
Presto's
work
in,
on DS Wi-Fi
I'm in.
games, including Activision,
Oh, shit, From Software? Is Dark
Bandai,
Souls coming to DS?
Capcom, Electronic Arts, Konami, Namco, Sega, THQ, Ubisoft, Vivendi, and Square Enix.
Sitting here trying to count how many of these companies
Let
don't
me
make video
finish
games
with
anymore.
something more specific. We intend for you to be playing Mario Kart DS and Animal Crossing DS, both by DS Wireless Internet, and both by the end of this year.
Oh, that was a good Mario Kart. Played a lot of that Mario Kart at GameSpot.
Now, one more powerful franchise is in the mix. By year
What
end,
is it?
Grinders will also be playing
Grinders.
the first combination LAN Wi-Fi Tony Hawk game.
What's that even mean?
Custom designed by Activision for DS.
Combination LAN Wi-Fi.
Its online community allows players to form their own skate crews, and a touchscreen
Wait, which
makes
Tony Hawk
tricks
is that?
easier for everyone.
It's like some kind of offshoot.
And for those who can't wait that long, you'll test drive Mario Kart DS
I don't know
on Wi-Fi internet
if that
tomorrow
game came
on the
out.
show floor.
Wait,
I mean, Tony Hawk games came out on the DS. I
Yeah.
just don't know
What that
if
one was?
maybe that's the one that
Now,
came with the
before
painter.
we move beyond the
painting
portable
thing?
space, I want to talk about two more examples
I don't
of how
know.
we're
I don't
using
remember.
portable gaming to expand
It probably
the
did come
total
out.
universe of game players. The first is Mr. Miyamoto's latest pet project, Nintendogs.
I forgot that this was a Miyamoto joint.
And it's taught the Japanese game world
Just taking a
to
break from
sit up
gardening
and
to
take
hang out with a
notice.
dog, and thus
It received a rare
there's a dog in a
perfect
garden, you
score
know,
from
it's like-
sometimes.
Famitsu,
Get it all right there.
And it's being overwhelmingly voted best in show by Japanese gamers.
Pow!
It remains the top-selling game franchise in Japan, with more than 400,000 copies having sold through in less than a month's time. And as always the case, hit software sells hardware. And this case is no different. The launch of Nintendogs was responsible for making Nintendo DS the best-selling game system in Japan. In fact, selling more than 3 times the rate of the PSP. Yes, those cute puppy faces have the game blogs panting and slobbering.
the what?
But behind
The
those
game
looks
what?
lies the
Game
heart of a
blogs?
very
Game blog?
sophisticated piece of design. We thought maybe an outside perspective would help illustrate.
Slobbering.
So we've given an advanced copy of the US version
To Matt Rory.
Tina Wood, host of GTV.com, the hit interactive show on G4 Video Game TV. And she joins us here today to help put
Very
her puppy
natural
through its paces.
stretch of words
So
that you
please
were
welcome
clearly very
Tina
comfortable
Wood.
uttering out loud.
This is so exciting, Reggie.
It's like she went to
I'm
Microsoft
so
not
excited
long
to play
after this.
Nintendogs today.
Really?
I have
Not that
really been
long.
training
I
my
don't wanna
dog
say she
really
ended
hard
up
for the last couple of days, and
doing
I'm
what?
so curious to see how she's going to do this morning.
Well, that's great. Let's see what she's going to
Windows
do.
All right, let's wake this puppy
I
up.
don't know.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
who
Here
knows?
we go.
What was her show on G4?
Right.
GTV.
Now, the first thing you have to do in
Interactive
Nintendogs
video. I
is
don't
go
know.
to the kennel and pick
Whatever
out your
Reggie
dog.
said it was.
So I picked out a pug. She's a girl. I named her Mia. I want to introduce you guys to Mia.
I totally remember this
And
demo.
you let me know how cute you see, that you
Totally
think she
remember
is, 'cause I
Mia.
think she's adorable.
That's really weird.
Oh, there you are, girl. Aw, playing fun for the audience. Come here, girl. Come here, Mia. Hi. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Mia. Now, the first thing you want to do before you start training your dog is show it a little bit of love, right? Okay, can you say hi? Say hi.
Live demo, folks.
Good
All right.
girl. That's my girl. Yes. Lay down. Oh, good girl, Mia. Now, these tricks are fine, but what's great about this is that you can actually name the tricks anything you want. So I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. New Zelda. No, I know you haven't seen the new trailer. New Zelda. New Zelda. New Zelda. All right, let's try this. Every dog has a nemesis. Let's try this one. Come here, Mia. Come here. I know. They're going to write really nice things about you. She's mad that Link's been getting all the attention. I know. Come here. Come here. Ready? Here we go. Let's try this one. Ganon. Ganon. You get him, Mia. You get him. Good girl. Very good. All right, well, after you train your dog, you got to have a little bit of fun with her as well, right? So Nintendo was kind enough to loan me a little Mario Kart. And I'm gonna actually get to control it with my A button. So let's have a little bit of fun with Mia. Hey girl.
Is this in the game?
Come on.
I was just about to ask that.
I don't know.
Oh, do you guys recognize that music? Oh, I know, don't be scared.
Stone-faced crowd.
Awesome. All right, now I'm hoping
It's a press
Mia's gonna
conference.
score a little bit later on, so I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna give her a bath, let her smell really nice.
Yes, that's right. That's before they
Go
started
into my
inviting
supplies.
in people that would
Go into my
cheer.
care
Yeah.
section, and I actually spent some good money on some
No,
good
this
shampoo.
is
So we're gonna actually
They're
make Mia
still-
smell real good right about
Yeah,
now.
no, you're right.
awkward
I know, it's a little bit
mid-period where
embarrassing.
people
You're
would
really
still
naked
flip
right
out
now.
at these
Oh, there
things.
you go,
Yeah.
girl. Get those suds on there. Oh, she loves that. Now we're gonna rinse her off.
The demos that
Come here,
rely on that sort of
Good
fuzzy
job, Mia.
computer
You're doing
interaction,
great.
Yeah.
voice,
You're
like
doing
the Connect
great.
stuff, you could not pay me
All right,
enough
so
to
now
do
that our
one of these
bath is
demos.
over, one of the most innovative
Just to get up there and
Where
go
you're
like,
relying on this
okay.
bark
thing that
mode.
probably
Now, this
won't
one
Probably
uses wireless
works,
technology
maybe, usually
to search
does.
for another dog that
She's
Mia can
handling
play
it like a
with.
pro when
She
it, when
is.
it
Let's see how
breaks.
this
But
To me,
man,
just seems like
that
a
sounds,
nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds
We're
terrifying.
gonna actually go to our link. And it says, do I want to search for a friend for Mia to play with? Absolutely. Mia's a little flirt, but I taught her well. Here we go. Would you like to have Mia bring one of your supplies? Absolutely not. I worked very hard to get Mia's supplies. We're not going to give any of those up just yet. Do you want to turn the DS wireless function on and search for a link partner? Yes,
Nope.
I do. Now I'm actually going to shut this, and hopefully we're going to hear a bark. Maybe somebody out there brought Nintendogs with them.
Bark mode.
And if they did, what we're going to do is Mia and that other dog are actually going to converse and get
Say
an
bark
opportunity
mode.
to play with each other. That's the bark. So somebody wants to join Mia. Let's see who it is. It looks like Mia has found somebody. Let's see. I'm sure one of you fine journalists brought your Nintendo DS. Bill's dog Mario has come to play. Oh. And also says I've received a voice message from Bill. So Bill actually sent me a gift. Let's listen.
Tina, do you want to play?
It said, Tina, would you like to play? I would absolutely love to play.
Do you want to play?
My one question is, who would have a puppy with a Mario hat on?
Who would have Bill Trinin's DS?
Tina, I want to know how do you like my Nintendogs?
Mr. Miyamoto, I am a huge fan of your Nintendogs. I hope you're not mad that I was showing it off, but Reggie actually made me do it, so.
No, it's alright. Even serious gamers should have fun with their puppies.
Absolutely.
Right now, my Shiba Mario is teaching your pug Mia some new tricks.
I see that. She's doing very, very well, actually.
She's quite happy.
Well, Mr. Miyamoto, I think our dogs have become very good friends. And this has been, oh, look at the handstand.
Oh, he's very good at handstand.
Don't worry, Mia. Look at Mia can't do it quite yet. But this has really been a blast. I really appreciate it.
Oh.
What are they doing?
They're good friends.
Where's the showing the dogs?
They're good friends.
I did not teach her that, by the way. I just want you to know. So.
Wait, I wonder if this is on our tape.
Yeah.
And now you wish we had the screen feed.
Software.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I've only had the game for a couple of days, so I'm working on it.
Well, would you like me to show you a few more tricks?
Yeah, that would be great. I appreciate it.
Then please follow me.
Okay.
Backstage.
Oh, okay.
Right?
No problem. Mr. Miyamoto! Woo!
Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto, and thank you, Tina. Now, I said we had two more examples of the future of portable gaming for you today. And here's the second. Now, I know you haven't seen this.
Just does one of these. Just.
Oh man!
You haven't seen this, have you?
Wow.
It's Game Boy Micro.
Heck yeah, it is!
It is. That thing I would go on to spend $120 on and play once.
Yep. Same.
I think I spent more than that.
Game Boy Micro. Just a hair bigger and about 2/3 the weight of an iPod Mini. But this little
standard unit of
package
measurement.
plays every Game Boy Advance game you own. It is not new technology, but it is a brand new look.
I hope
New
you
look
wear
in the
glasses.
sense
You will
that it
after
has
you
the
spend
best
some quality
and
time with
brightest
this.
screen we've
That
ever
much is
put
for
in a
sure.
handheld.
Yeah, that screen was
A
fucking
new look
tiny.
in the sense
But
that
real
no
nice.
matter
Real
how
nice.
tight your jeans, it'll still fit in your pocket. And a new look in the fact that you can customize it in any way you want with a
Faceplates?
wide array of faceplates. When it comes to market, this fall, Micro represents yet another morphing of the Game Boy brand, this time to the image-conscious consumer. It's not a successor to Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS, but rather a further extension of portable play. If competitors don't like our 2-to-1 advantage, dominating market share with both SP and DS, well, I've got bad news, because we just made it 2.5 to 1.
Tell him, Reggie.
I feel like that thing
Micro
was a
means
cool idea.
a
like
new way to
but
play Game Boy.
It kind of came and went.
Wi-Fi internet
Yeah.
means
I mean,
a
DS
new
was already
way to
out at
play
that point.
DS.
Like, there was a better piece
But
of
to
hardware out
repeat,
there.
at heart, we remain a content company.
Like, how many Game Boys?
It was like a
Advance-
GBA
What's
SP
most important
Slim
are the
right,
new
or something.
games
Yeah, like how many GBA games
available
were even
to
coming
play
out
on
at
your
that point?
Nintendo handhelds.
Some,
New
I guess,
games just like these.
He's going to tell us what new GBA games.
Oh, finally, okay. Yeah, now we're talking.
You could watch episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Also true.
Man, they made so much money on those things. All right, there were some games coming out on the GBA still. I guess DS hadn't hit that
yeah, okay.
critical mass yet.
We've made the switch to DS games. Yeah. Battle Network.
They doing this real in a wind tunnel? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, look at that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They did that kind of new golden eye.
That's right.
There we go.
I think it's stuttering again. We may have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if like just a stop play, Jason, would alleviate it.
Was that first time they had shown New Super Mario Brothers?
I don't know. Nope, still
weird.
chopping.
Oh, Meteos.
Meteos. Now that's a game.
That was a cool game.
Man, that's
What is that game?
It's,
Meteos. It's a puzzle game from the makers of Luminous.
Yeah.
But it's touchscreen based, so you're kind of like scribbling. You're moving the icons around to match them up with the stylus.
Back up to Mario. I want to see that real fast again. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
From there is good.
Big cheers for Mario and Luigi too.
That GBA game was so freaking good.
For a long time, Nintendo would just have games that just got shown in this format that
Yeah.
were like kind of a big deal, and
Right.
you're like, wait a minute, what?
That's why I was asking about this, because it's like, is that the first anybody ever
might
saw
have
of
been.
this game?
That might have been.
That game ended up being freaking gigantic. They ever make another
when you,
Meteos?
No, and when you line it up, like they turn into rocket boosters that take off.
That Castlevania game is
Yeah.
really goddamn good.
Oh, Trauma Center, right? Yeah. Came out on the Wii.
Yeah, so this is like here's your reel of stuff that made the DS huge, right? There were a ton of big, like super successful DS games in there.
We gave you DS, a new Game Boy, and new games to play on them. And now you say
And still, you
want a revolution. Well, we've got one.
Whoa. Huh. Weird.
yeah,
I forgot about that.
that black Wii,
I forgot that they just like said, here you go.
that black Wii.
Did that thing ever come out?
No.
That's weird.
This is a Nintendo Revolution prototype we have with us for meetings this week in Los Angeles. Clearly, Revolution is by far the smallest console we've ever manufactured. In its final form, it will be even smaller than this, about the size of 3 standard DVD cases stacked together. It will play
that true?
either horizontally.
That's about what I remember a Wii looking like.
Yeah, I think he's just holding a Wii, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, this was before anybody realized what was actually in that thing.
Right.
At this point, everybody thought it was going to be like this amazing leap forward.
These are the prototype colors we are thinking about. We haven't decided yet on a final choice. Maybe you and your readers would like to let us know what you think.
Join the conversation. Hashtag join the revolution.
Games will play on 12-centimeter optical disc. These games, along with all
DVDs?
GameCube software, will play through the same self-loading media drive. Owners can also choose a small internal attachment to play movies and other DVD contents.
That thing didn't play
The
DVDs,
system
right?
Yes.
will contain
I read
512
on that.
megabytes of onboard flash memory, as well as the option to add SD memory cards. We will also be incorporating our own digital rights management software to deter sharing of intellectual property. Beyond this, I want
when
to
you had to come out and say
specific
stuff like
about
this
the
because
technology
investors were
inside
listening.
housing. So I hope you let me create some elements of mystery to my further remarks today. Maybe we can look at this as a form of puzzle game. First, let me assure you there is no mystery to the development of our core technology. When you turn
We
on
put a
Revolution
GameCube
and see the
inside a
graphics,
smaller box.
you will say, wow.
I mean,
You will say, wow, it's such a good line.
it's true. I did say wow, but maybe not for the reasons they were intending.
But the advances in our technology will also relate to areas that have no direct bearing on gameplay. I know, this is one of those mysterious comments. Our competitors have taken time to detail the power of their core processor and their on-screen displays. Let me try to suggest the added benefit of our technical approach with Revolution. Every home game machine in history has married a controller to a console and a console to a TV. In the next generation, the addition of the internet will be important to all consoles and particularly important to Nintendo.
And again, they nailed it.
Built into every Nintendo Revolution. How these 4 elements, controller, console, TV, and internet, interact with each other forms a central difference in Revolution design. Our goal in customizing these connections is to develop a device which is functional and appealing to every member of a household, whether they consider themselves gamers or not. It is right for everyone. I can confirm that all controllers for Revolution will be wireless using Broadcom technology.
Yeah, I got that
The
Broadcom.
controller
Oh, shit.
will also
Name
be
dropping.
very unique in ways we will share with you later. But I will tell you, we are already working on several Wi-Fi titles, each starring one of our key franchise characters.
I love Wi-Fi titles.
1 or 2 Wi-Fi games will be ready for launch.
What's that even mean?
And I am pushing our teams to make sure Smash Brothers is one of them. That way, no matter where Reggie is, I can always beat him.
You can say that because
In
he's
fact,
the boss.
It is the game experience that will most separate Revolution from its competitors. So let me talk about other games for a few minutes. Of course, we all love what Mr. Miyamoto has created over the years. But for Revolution, he is challenging his team to create something brand new. His newest creation is set to debut with Revolution. What is that? I'm sorry, but Mr. Miyamoto is keeping quiet for now. Of course, it would be
What was that?
foolish to ignore the
Was it
franchise.
Wii Sports? Or
We've already created
Yeah, I guess
the
so.
best group of game stars in history. So you will certainly be seeing them on Revolution. Next generation versions of Mario and Zelda are already underway. We also have a big plan for Metroid in our Revolution, a franchise that has evolved constantly with each appearance. And with Revolution, Samus will take you places
It's back when they would utter
never
the word
gone
Metroid.
before.
Was Metroid Prime 3 a Wii game?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
The key here
Well, 1 and
is
2 were
not
GameCube,
yes.
what you are playing, but how you will be playing. We expect that, much like Nintendogs and Electroplankton, Revolution will act to create entirely new genres to expand the definition of video game. To help us,
I mean, on this
Key
point,
second
they
party
nailed it. You
developers
know, like
who have
talking about like the
been
internet's
so
going to matter and
important
Wi-Fi
to
video
game
games. That's
creation.
like that.
Getting people that aren't
Stuff.
gamers to
But yeah,
play this
will
thing.
Yeah.
like
provide exclusive
actual
content
vision-
for Revolution.
they did that.
Yep.
We
For a
expect
time.
strong third-party support in both hemispheres because we believe they will
That was the part where
appreciate
they were
our
wrong.
creative approach. For example, Square Enix is already working on a Wi-Fi-enabled version of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for Revolution.
To be fair, even they couldn't have predicted that
Yeah.
a zillion people would buy this thing and then none of them would buy any games for
Right.
it.
On one
yeah.
hand, Revolution
Not how
is
consoles
the
are supposed to
perfect
work.
home for video game masterpiece.
All the games are Wi-Fi.
Games that
Yeah, these are all
look
Wi-Fi
beautiful,
video
Wi-Fi
games.
games.
that
I
play
could use a good
flawlessly,
Wi-Fi game in my life.
masterpieces that connect you to the game story like no system before. But not everyone sets out to create an expensive, time-consuming masterpiece.
Also,
And
did
here,
we have Wi-Fi built in, or did it have
also
a?
earned
You had to
its
get the
name.
dongle.
No, it did.
We are
It was
convinced
Wi-Fi
that
primarily, and then
only-
but
It's Wi-Fi
yeah,
only.
Wi-Fi only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the USB
Most
Ethernet dongle.
developer-friendly, simpler, faster, and less expensive than any other new system.
Because
In
it's
this next
the old
generation,
system.
development cost will commonly move well into 8 figures. Developers will become more endangered. For them, we offer a solution to help maximize creative freedom while controlling development investments.
I mean, he was spot on with this stuff.
This
Well,
is the
except for the part where they didn't
console
provide
where
a,
the
like a
big
viable
idea
marketplace
can
for
prevail
those
over
third
yeah,
parties to
yeah.
make money.
Oh, sure. But about the development getting more expensive and
Yeah.
riskier stuff. Like,
Right.
he nailed that.
Finally, I'd like to give you one full answer to a piece of the Revolution puzzle I've talked about previously, backward compatibility. As I said, the disk drive will accept GameCube games, but we are redefining the term backward compatibility. That's because
This is just a
we have designed
GameCube.
Revolution to be a virtual console capable of downloading 20 years of Nintendo content.
Sounds a lot better when they pitch it that way versus
Yep.
what it actually was.
Yep.
able to purchase great games originally created for NES, Super NES, and Nintendo 64. It is accurate to say that Nintendo Revolution is technically capable of playing virtually every Nintendo console game ever created. The idea of a single device transporting us back to the first Excitebike, Earthbound, or Punch-Out should make us all feel young again. At least for a while. In the end, Nintendo Revolution
I like how it
shares
moves
a
around.
common vision with one we outlined for Nintendo DS last year. The machine is just a tool. The experience comes from the software. So let me conclude with one more hint. Those of you who consider the possibilities of combining embedded contents with an internet connection and a wireless connection and our flash memory may begin to make educated guesses on what game experience we might be constructing. When it arrives next year, we intend for Revolution to fully serve the core gamers with new titles that fully meet their requirements. We will attract casual gamers better than anyone using consumer-friendly content, control, and interface. And we will even draw non-gamers to our revolution.
It's really crazy reading between the lines of what he's saying now.
What we all
Like he was
do
hinting at
for it.
everything they did. And everything this thing wasn't.
But also like hinting at their ambitions that some of them which were totally unfulfilled.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like he said, consumer friendly.
But yeah,
mainstream friendly
absolutely, like that stuff. Yeah,
nobody
totally.
picked up on that at the time. Or the part about like the development won't be that expensive because
It is my job to run a global company. But within my job, what still gives me the most satisfaction is seeing someone pick up a controller and finding surprise and delight. What touches their heart still touches my
crazy.
heart.
This was like
Thank you very much.
15 months or something before they ever showed that controller and like talked about the motion stuff.
Yeah.
Because they, right? Or no?
Well, they would have had it by next E3, right?
Because this was like 18 months before it launched.
Right.
And I thought it was only like a few months before
our new game
launch that they showed that controller? Or maybe it was this year. I was at
let's spend a
TGS. I
couple
remember
minutes
I was at
talking today
TGS
about
when the
new console
pictures,
experiences
like we got a hold of the assets
Yeah.
that showed the controller for the first time. And I was like, what is this TV remote looking thing?
Homes in North America alone.
I
And
might
they're
be wrong
enjoying a
on the dates,
library
man.
of games that numbers more than 400.
It's crazy that the
with
GameCube
another
is like
60
the
new titles coming
George
in
Harrison
2020.
end of the press
Yeah.
conference. Like, all right,
So
the
let's just
afterthought.
inconsistent.
Let's knock out some of
Satisfy
this
the core
old
player
business here.
and
We still got
satisfy
it.
the casual player. We do that with exclusive content
10
and
million,
by
that's
effectively
it?
leveraging the industry's
Man.
greatest group of game franchises.
But like hearing them
here's a
just
quick
talk about
tour
internet,
of
internet,
what's
internet
Yeah.
as it relates to the new platform and even the DS.
In
Like, what
Battalion
must they
Wars
have been
for
thinking
GameCube,
the internet
combined
was
action,
when they
strategy,
designed those
warfare,
features, and like, what did they
third-person
think they would be
shooting
able to
in a
get
novel way.
out of
We
that
must save the world
to literally be
by
calling them
killing over 20
Wi-Fi
missions.
games?
Right.
But
Like,
guiding the
they
troops
didn't
has never
capitalize
been
on
easy.
the internet stuff at all.
seamlessly
Like their stuff
blending
is still
action-oriented
bad.
gameplay
They've had to go out and
with
partner
real-time
with another
strategy.
company. They've gotten it so wrong
Battalion
over the
Wars
years.
lets
Well, they didn't build it in at the system
squads
level the way
at
that
the
Microsoft
touch
did, you know?
of a
Like
button.
Sony didn't either, really.
Yeah.
Like
Slip
only one
behind
of
the
the
wheel
three
of a
consoles
powerful
last gen
tank,
was like
a helicopter
truly internet
or a fighter jet.
from the ground
Or
up.
Connected
show
device.
your foes the
Yeah.
business end of a bazooka, a flamethrower.
I mean, like
or a
PS3
rocket
was like
launcher.
most of the way there, but not.
Whatever your strategy,
didn't hit it. I
think we're
never
gonna need another
experienced
restart.
battlefield
Yeah.
action like this before.
Was it Battalion Wars?
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I don't remember them talking about the internet.
I
that
totally
much.
don't either.
Like that stuff is really striking now. Like in terms of like what I really wonder what their plans were at that stage with the way they were talking about
Like if they had
the internet
ideas,
so
they didn't-
much,
they didn't follow through on,
or if
or-
they were just like, we need to nail this because this is where it's going, so we need to
What-
drive home the point of the internet.
What models did they have to go on? The Xbox?
Nothing. Yeah, like the Xbox
Yeah,
was the
I mean
closest
the
thing.
PS2 would have had its network adapter by this point. Well, yeah, of course it would, because we're not that
Pokemon
far from
returns
PS3 at
to
this
GameCube
point.
in a
So
major way. With the impending
I mean,
launch
Xbox
of
Live had
Pokemon
launched,
XD,
right? Like they
Gale
On the
of
original
Darkness.
Xbox.
the first
This
Xbox.
game
And that thing
embarks
was
on
not-
a whole new adventure.
It wasn't amazing, but it was still
full-fledged
like the most sort of
RPG.
comprehensive system that had been
dark-
and that's why they were able to get out here and say, and it'll be
Sets a
free,
serious
because they were
tone
charging
with
for
this mega adventure.
Xbox Live.
But that's
did they-
just as it
did they?
should be.
Yes.
On the OG?
Is
Yes.
serious business. With over 140
I thought gold was
million
something they
units
rolled out with
sold
the 360.
worldwide. And the
No, I think
recent
silver
release
was the
of
thing they
Pokemon
rolled out.
Emerald
Oh,
is
okay.
at the top of the sales charts. Players can look forward to bringing their Emerald and other Game Boy Advance battles to the big screen in 3D by connecting to Pokemon XD when it launches in October. Capcom is delivering a game that developer Hiroyuki Kobayashi describes simply as blood, swearing, and mayhem.
In other words,
Killer 7 is unquestionably unique and mind-blowing. A storyline revolving around a main character with 7 personalities embedded in a graphical presentation that achieves the developer's dream of creating a work of postmodern art.
Was this the tail end of
And
like
this
all
year,
the Capcom exclusive stuff?
Not reducing
Yeah.
the workload for the hardest working guy
It's like
in the
Beautiful
video game
Joe already
industry,
existed at this point.
Mario. Fresh from his starring performances on the golf links and the tennis court, Mario's taking on 4 new leading roles. First, he'll grab a glove and step onto the diamond in Mario Baseball.
Glover 2.
It's hitting and
Gotta
pitching
love the glove.
with multiplayer elements for up to 4 competitors.
They didn't end up calling that just Mario Baseball, I don't think.
Signature Mario action.
Mario Sluggers or
Yeah.
something.
Signature Mario
This
action
was-
also moves on to the soccer pitch.
Strikers?
in Super Mario
Yeah.
Strikers, where everything from his iconic shells to the roving chain chomps make this game of soccer unlike anything before.
Who did all this? This is like Namco, right?
They did
something
some
Super
of
Mario
this
Strikers
stuff.
also features 4-player action.
Oh, that Wario.
Well, with all these workouts, of course, nobody deserves a party more than Mario. So that's what we're giving him in Mario Party 7. What makes this game different from its predecessors is not just the more than 80 new mini-games, but a simultaneous 8-player mode, new uses for the microphone, and a couple of new
Well, hey, I mean,
playable
if not,
characters.
this is a sign of things
Of
to
course, when
come,
that
right?
party's winding down,
Isn't this the
Mario
next
can
one?
still dance the night away as he makes
they're not even
his
gonna show
premiere
it.
in Dance Dance.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wow,
that game came out.
I don't remember that at all.
There was like a
Dance Dance
Disney
Revolution
DDR for
Mario
GameCube
Mix.
or Wii or
Weird.
something also.
This franchise gets a brand new look with the characters and the backgrounds you know so well
I want to
from
get
Mario's
back into
universe.
DDR.
I love backgrounds.
All told, this will be a banner year for Nintendo GameCube. So take a look.
Poor GameCube.
I don't remember if Battalion Wars was actually any good or not.
Yeah,
I seem to remember it looking a lot cooler than it ended up being.
I remember I played it. Which hotel is it around Union Square? Nintendo used to have all their stuff at.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Up on that like ballroom up on the top floor. I remember playing it there.
Did we lose audio here?
Lose sound, or does the file just not have it?
Don't know.
Tough to say.
What?
Oh, yes.
Let's show some licensed games.
Yeah.
man.
The internet. Like that was their.
Yeah.
That was half. That was like the majority
Yeah.
of their non-pitch pitch.
Or at least all
revolution.
the bullet points
Yeah.
to hit.
Weird.
Like what?
Yeah. What were they thinking? Like, what did they have in mind
Like
with that
yeah,
stuff?
like what was the actual plan
Right,
versus how it went?
right.
And was it just like the success of Wii Sports out of the gate was just like, oh, local stuff
this
is
is not-
actually the thing
right,
that
right.
is going to make this matter. So
But if they were really ever going to make a go of it, they would have launched with some kind of comprehensive online service, right?
yeah,
And they didn't. They totally didn't. Even the Wii U doesn't have that.
right, yeah.
They never leaned into that stuff. Man.
surprisingly, I'm not recalling a lot of these late game GameCube
I was going to say
titles.
it's a pretty dire, pretty dire highlight reel when you're having to throw in like some third-party licensed games.
Jeff, I think we need a bucket or something. What is this game?
This is that B-roll, you know, he just doesn't always have
Saw Rush 24.
a lot of great audio.
Is that Stun Runner?
Yeah.
Did I see that the Harvest Moon developer just announced a new game today?
I think you're right. Yeah.
It's called Birthdays.
Birthday.
Oh, Medal of Honor games.
Yeah, right? Remember those?
Yeah. God, there used to be a lot of those.
Thank you.
And they were all single player.
Right.
And they were huge.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we have saved the best for last.
Ooh.
Once again, Link is ready to storm into the game world. No doubt he is part of
Storm
your
into the
own
game world.
personal game history and part of your gamer's soul. Now, over the years, he has changed his appearance, but he has never changed his nature. Today, prepare to see Link as you've never seen him before.
Boring.
It's truly a first.
We finally did it.
Quite an accomplishment.
Did they just not show this on the feed?
Technical difficulties?
It might be that they just didn't stream out
There we go.
this stuff. Okay, all right. Yeah, probably technical difficulties on their end.
Was this the first time they were showing the game itself? I guess it was, right?
I don't remember
So it
what
would've
they
been-
would have showed the year before.
The year before was the big announcement, like the
Right.
people freaking tearing up in the audience and stuff.
Right.
This is probably like the most of this they had shown at this point.
I think this may have gotten cobbled together from multiple sources.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah, I bet.
it's probably why we have a tape that is just capture of that
Right.
screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of just the nature of how Nintendo put it out to press.
Right. Like they still weren't streaming these online back then, right?
They,
There probably was like
I mean,
this was like right on the cusp.
we
of
were.
that. I know, yeah,
but,
yeah. But they were not necessarily intending for this to be seen by the entire world
Right.
live.
Yeah, a lot of the aspects of production of a lot of press conferences were real rough for a long time.
Yeah.
I guess they still are, you know, whatever, shit happens.
Yeah.
But the difference is they at least expect millions of people to be watching now,
Yeah,
as opposed to this with.
Live productions are tough.
yeah. I mean, they're making a kick-ass case for this game right here. Like, you look at this and you just go, fucking,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, totally. This looks like the spiritual successor to Ocarina that you always wanted, right?
Yeah.
Probably where they announced the name? Maybe?
Probably.
Please welcome the producer of the Zelda series and the director of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Mr. Eiji Aonuma.
The Wind Wakers.
Thank you. Since you like the video,
Is that his band?
I have a present for you.
Something Nintendo Wind Orchestra?
Yeah.
I've got one of those.
I
Saw it recently. In my house, I forget
Yeah.
where. You have one? You have,
I
think it's just
I
that-
don't think I have one.
I think it's just that trailer, right?
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it just plays that trailer on a DS.
Really?
Yeah. I've got that little pamphlet and everything.
Please enjoy it and thank you again.
As we said at the outset, it's about exploring. This year, not just Zelda, but wireless Mario Kart, Nintendogs, and a slick new way to show off your portable passion. Then,
Wireless
beyond
Mario
this
Kart.
year, a revolution awaits. We look forward to seeing you on the show floor tomorrow, and be prepared to let your right brain run wild. Thank you.
I don't think they made the right brain thing make sense. Like
Yeah.
watching the whole thing, like I just they were kept returning to it.
Yeah. Yeah, their showmanship had a little,
Yeah,
a
like
little ways,
it
a little
didn't.
ways
They
to
tried
go.
to wrap it back around, but I
Yeah.
don't think they necessarily made the case. Like
Yeah.
electroplankton being like kind of a creativity tool,
Yeah.
like they kind of open on that, but
Yeah.
by the time they wrapped it up,
Especially a year after like My Name is Reggie. And,
Yeah.
and the Twilight Princess stuff. Like this is. I don't know.
but you know,
Not
but at the
bad.
same time, like that's that Revolution logo with the two
Yeah,
discs.
yeah,
Like, hey, by
yeah.
the way, this is a GameCube disc.
Yes.
This is a Wii disc.
Oh.
Like, they
No, I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like that's the one thing about that logo you look at and go, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. And that black Wii looks so much better.
I know.
And the name Revolution is
Yeah.
is
not
pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah.
And it would have fit with what they did.
Yeah,
with what
totally.
they
Yeah,
went on to
totally.
make. Like it was revolutionary, even if I don't know. I feel like we look back on the Wii now and kind of clown on it because of just everything that happened to it.
Yeah.
But
That thing sold a lot.
yeah,
Sold
there was
a lot of-
nothing. There was nothing like it. It was a huge mainstream success in the way that like game platforms
That they
aren't.
wanted it.
Yeah, that apparently they knew from the get-go. But then they also thought they were going to make a really good internet thing, and they've never done that. That was 05. It's 2016.
NX.
They are still figuring it out. Yeah,
Still go.
will the NX be when they finally nail it?
They're on their third go here.
I mean, at least like it's not a friend code set up on the Wii
Yeah.
U. Like the Wii U is most of the way there. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
fine. But,
But then even with this new thing, like I still forget the terminology. What is the new thing? Nintendo Network is the Wii U thing, right?
No,
Or
Nintendo
Nintendo Network is the thing that's coming for
Yeah.
NX. So what I forget what the Wii U thing was called.
I forget.
But anyway, like they're even throwing that out. Like they're starting
Right.
over again.
Yeah, like you're linking your Wii U account
Right.
to your new Nintendo ID,
to whatever it's going to be on the
that,
NX.
that they made with
Yeah.
DNA,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then can you even use that to log into? Well, I guess you can't use it for Pokemon Go, but you can use it for
Yeah.
Miitomo.
Yes. Yeah, and presumably the Animal Crossing thing and
Right.
the Fire Emblem thing.
Right.
Yeah, what a weird trajectory it's been for them. Especially like just like the health of their business, like GameCube, like Wii, like Wii U. You know, like they're so hot and cold with that
Yeah,
stuff.
and then you
yeah.
got the DS kind of doing that along the way too.
Yeah, like the 3DS was way down for a while until they dropped the price and stuff. Like they've been.
But
All
like
over the
if you
place.
think about it in terms of like 05, like that was a perfect time for gaming platforms. Like the technology was good, it was
Yep.
relatively inexpensive, and it was before everyone had a crazy powerful, well-screened phone in their pocket.
Right.
So it was kind of like, in some ways, those feel like the last days of portable gaming to me. Obviously, the platforms kept going, but just what it meant to be a portable game has changed so much since then that it's really weird to think about it now. I mean, he was comparing it to the size of an iPod Nano.
Right.
You know, like that's
something you've thought about in the last like 8 or 10 years.
right. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a good weird look back at like
Yeah.
that's not that long ago. But
Yeah.
when you think about everything that's happened in the last
yeah.
decade, like
Oof.
that feels like a lifetime
Feels like
ago.
ancient history for sure.
I just wonder, like, you start thinking more and more about the NX as like, it's the thing that merges a lot of their ambitions that even they're laying out here in terms of just like, they want to be on the internet. They obviously are known for their handheld stuff, but also they still have ambitions as a home console and all that sort of stuff. Like, man, what a weird company.
Yep.
Like, the last 10, 15 years, I say from just like GameCube on, it's been fucking strange.
I mean, that was basically the Iwata era, right? Like
Yeah.
he was the one calling all the shots through all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you assume whatever the NX is was still his brainchild, right? Had to be.
Yeah, at least in part.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for the tapes. We should actually, maybe we'll pop these tapes in separately and give them a look, see if that's something that'd be worth.
Put up that feed.
I'd like to see at least if that Nintendogs screen is there.
Right.
What,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they
What were they doing?
Yeah, maybe
You
we'll.
know what those dogs were doing.
Maybe we could grab a clip of that and put it up or something separately, because I'd like, this, like I said, we found this one out there on the internet, so
Yeah.
I don't know that it's worth us putting it back out there in a recompressed form. But,
This thing specifically,
Yeah.
probably not. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you can go find that. But like this, if there's anything worthwhile in there, yeah, we can scrub through and find it. Because mostly it's just like that Nintendo logo and people talking. So
Right. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for taping it up with me.
yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time on the Game Tapes.